Hello, my name's Tina McDonald, and today's counselling conversation is around why a private counsellor? Why would you go to a private counsellor? How would it be helpful to look at who you would choose to see? So when I'm working normally outside of the pandemic, whatever that means, when I work face to face, I am based in Fife in Scotland. And when I work online, I work UK-wide. So in my area, if you wanted to see a counsellor and you were unable to pay, didn't want to pay, wanted to work with a donation setting, then your choices would be very limited, because unfortunately counselling is often not a full-time paid job, and lots of agencies are set up on a charitable setting, and so because of that there are limitations on how many sessions you can have. There's often no choice in counsellor, and each of the agencies tends to be set up per their actual understanding of what they're going to work with. So for example, nationwide you can go to cruise. I think the settings are 6 that you get, 6 sessions, and they are based on grief. My understanding is that they're not based on the conversation around grief, why you might be struggling to work through the grief process. If you have a look at a video we did earlier, you look at how you move through grief. They are purely looking at the grief and being supportive to help through. Now that might be what you're looking for, but unfortunately they will have a very long waiting list. There's also another organisation, CASP, which is the Kingdom Abuse Survivors Project, and they deal with childhood sexual abuse survivors. Now the waiting list there is 6 months, and obviously the content that they deal with is as it is. If you have a generic issue, something you just need to talk over, it might just be 2 or 3 sessions, it might be 5 or 6 sessions, it might well be some of the subjects we've already talked about, but you don't want to wait 6 months, or you feel you want to build up a relationship with your counsellor in order for you to be able to offload your subject matter. And if you're fortunate enough that the counsellor that's available for you at the time you're available within an agency setting after you've waited, that happens a lot, and that's brilliant. But if this is something that you need right now, and you want to take control over when you see somebody, you want some flexibility with the sessions in that you might work shifts, and so you want to meet fortnightly, once a month because of your financial situation, all of those things are why private practice is the route that lots of people go down. So a private counsellor allows you to have greater choices of when you meet, of the type of therapy that you're looking for, and also what they're offering. I'm a pluralistic counsellor. Again, there's a video, if you have a look, that explains what that means. So it means with myself, for example, you have complete flexibility over the way we work and of the session settings, all of those things. Costings. When you have a look at private counselling, you might think, £400 for 10 sessions. But actually, if you break down the amount of time, perhaps anxiety or whatever the issue is, how much time does that take out of your life? How many things does it have an impact on? Does it stop you from going to work sometimes? Does it have an impact on your social setting? Is your family being impacted alongside you with what's going on here? If we were in a situation, you were going out and having a meal, you were meeting friends once a week at the pub, all of those things, absolutely, everybody has choices. But if you're prioritising yourself within your choices, then perhaps that £400 over doesn't have to be 10 weeks, one straight after the other. That's a big ask. but over one session every 2 weeks, so that's £80 a month, or one session a month, that's £40 a month. So one less going to the pub, one less handbag, one less, it's not about judgment, it's about being realistic. If you look at your budgeting, if you have flexible budgeting, then why are you not prioritising yourself and your mental health and the positive impact that that potentially has to then have a knock-on effect in everything else that you do? So it's really about looking at why you feel counselling is right for you and why private practice might be the way to go because of the positives and the flexibility around it. Why am I a private counsellor? I have a full-time job in a different sector. I'm a business manager, so I understand stress and I understand juggling of staff and targets and all of those things. But this is where my heart lies. And for me, I suppose part of the videos, which I will now continue even though we're moving out of the pandemic. I know we're only in phase 1 in Scotland this week, but from here on in, things will return to however we can work them within the counselling world of being in the same room with a client. But I work online anyway, and I feel that that's something I will increase and do more of. Private counselling for me allows me the opportunity to put my heart and soul into the work that I do with a client. It means, as I'm a never-ending adult learner, it means I have the abilities and the needs and wants to go out there and learn anything and everything to be helpful for my clients and to look at what the counselling world can offer. And as a pluralistic counsellor, taking all of that in is precisely what I should be doing. That's my theory, that's how I work. I also hope that these videos show you that we are people. We have personalities, and that perhaps the old-fashioned image of the quiet counsellor with the head to one side, nodding in the background, or the rescuer, I can make you, that's not how it works for me. There are lots of people out there, all unique as clients and counsellors, but I hope this video shows you that we can work with humour, we can work with integrity, and that a genuine belief by me as a counsellor is that talking therapies work and counselling is something very, very special, and I love every moment that I'm involved with it, and I hope that that comes through. So as always, please subscribe, have a look at the videos, see what comes up. Again, not a recommendation, just merely showing you what's out there. And I hope that perhaps at some point in the future, if you are looking for a counsellor, that we might well work together. How wonderful would that be? So again, thank you for your time. My name's Tina McDonald, and please subscribe, leave some comments, have a look at my website, go to Facebook and make friends there. And above all, take care. Thanks very much for your time.